All right, so quick fast note here, y'all. I'm sick, so I'm gonna sound a little goofy. I've been working a lot of overtime, and I guess I picked it up from someone, so sorry in advance. It's been 10 years. 10 whole years. Most people hit a 10-year anniversary and celebrate something normal. A marriage, for example, or a career milestone. Maybe even a 10-year sobriety. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Phil here. So you know this shit gonna be good. This guy hit the 10-year mark since accidentally leaving his stream hunt during one of the most embarrassing moments of his life. And he deadass said, Yup, clear the schedule. We're making a marathon out of this. As funny as the whole situation is, the way he originally handled it back then, man, I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't the worst move. Phil owned it, he even memed himself, and honestly, that saved his ass from making it even worse. I mean, he did milk the shit out of the situation, and he denied it hardcore for a little while, but man, it's like he was trying to put a fire out, but instead of a fire extinguisher, he was using a friggin' propane tank. And this fool swears, man. He talked about this shit like he survived a damn natural disaster. Man, bro, I can't even think. You know what his ongoing problem is? He can be honest for a little bit, then immediately wraps the situation in so much self-importance that the fappening stops being the joke and instead DSP gets morphed into it. So after he gets done celebrating, we move into the morning show, which, by the way, starts out almost okay. Almost. I mean, he covers his dumb marathon, he kept hyping it up, and I watched quite a bit of it, and goddamn, it was boring as hell. Yeah, so he had a few decent takes. It was like this weird buffet of like random ass topics, and somehow he ends up fucking that up. Yeah, like he ends up going into this deep dive over personal life updates. No offense to him, but I'm pretty sure I speak for most of us when I say that nobody gives a shit about that segment of the show. I wouldn't be surprised if he got backlash for boring his audience to death, and he'd fire back with something along the lines of, I just don't get it. I mean, why does the audience not care when I talk about my personal life? I don't get it. I'm just padding out the time until I start playing the games, which, by the way, I have special animations for, which you guys can unlock by sending me money. God damn, that was a mouthful, but yeah. The first clip kind of sets the overall tone here, because DSP tried to explain why the fappening became such a big deal, and he almost had a decent take on that, until he almost immediately fucked that up.
Whenever I say something, the internet listens. Now, the internet may not actually care, but they still hear. That's pretty crazy to think that 18 years into this, that I'm influential in a way that when DSP says something, people tend to hear it. That's wild and stupid because I'm just some idiot who was reacting to video game videos and playing video games 18 years ago, swearing like a sailor and acting like an asshole. But when I say something, it gets endlessly clipped, endlessly reposted, endlessly regurgitated, and everyone knows what DSP's up to.
He was some guy playing games online, swearing like a sailor, acting like an asshole, and somehow the internet turned him into this long-running folklore creature. As much as I hate to admit it out loud, I'll give him credit here because he actually diagnosed that correctly. But you know what's funny is he specifically said, was. Bro, he said that shit like 2016 Phil is gone. Current day Phil still wage quit games when the money slows down. He still treats mild criticism like someone threw a fucking brick through his window. Maybe from that Dolo-mobile. And again, hey, yo, I'll give this guy some props. He did say the incident was embarrassing, and he owned it. I mean, he didn't really have a choice if I'm honest. He either had to meme himself or deny it all to the bitter end. He even went into detail over the whole Machinima DMCA situation and explained how they handled takedowns without his permission. I ain't gonna lie with y'all, I didn't know that part. I used to exclusively consume lolcow content through commentary channels back then, so I never really knew that part because everyone was busy roasting him for like being himself, you know? So for once, he wasn't completely in the wrong. And yeah, I know, saying that out loud kinda hurts. That part of the recap was probably the best way he could explain it. And then he fucked it up, because he can never really leave a decent explanation alone. He has to keep adding layers of self-praise until it turns into a damn motivational speech. And you know what's fucking horrific is he keeps framing it like everyone else is weird for still bringing that shit up. Meanwhile, he dedicated a whole ass stream to it. You can't make special animations, call it a marathon, and then act confused that people showed up with the jokes. That's like opening a haunted house and getting mad somebody screamed. You built the ride, dude. So don't complain about people lining up.
Let's get the past out of the way, all right? Friday was May 1st. Not only was it my mega busting marathon, but also it was the anniversary of the fappening. That's right, May 1st, a day that will live in infamy forever.
He deadass said this a day that will live in infamy. The balls of that, dude. I feel like that phrase has officially been through enough. Like, for real, like, these chain of words deserve workers' comp from his business. And again, yo, I get it. Phil's joking around. Well, at least I hope he is. He trying to take the power away from the meme. I'll give him that. It's a smart move. But Phil never knows when to stop, though. He'll make a joke, then explain the joke, then defend the joke, then lecture you about how the joke actually proves he's grown as a person, then somehow ask for support during the joke. It's like watching some idiot give a 45-minute long speech about rake safety, then immediately watch his dumbass step on one. This whole idea to commemorate the day is still tripping me out, man. Because I feel like the most streamers would just want to leave that shit in the past, you know? Like, they'd be all, man, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was embarrassing as hell. But oh well, I fucked up. Anyway, y'all, let's play some games. Phil says, no, we need to celebrate that event with special animations, a highlight video where I pay an editor to take my content and try to turn it into something digestible. I'm still tripping. Bro, he made a whole fucking day out of it. Even then, if y'all seen it, I mean, I didn't see it from start to finish, but I did watch a few hours of it, and man, that shit wasn't a stream. Hell nah. It was a damn ribbon cutting ceremony for hitting rock bottom. And as if that wasn't horrific enough, on the next morning show, he fucking boasted about how great it all went. And as if right on cue, the real DSP start to leak through like always. Because anytime he has a stream that goes even moderately okay, he start talking about it like his shit don't stink.
So I can look back and laugh at it, all right? And we did. It was a good day of laughing at it. We had special animations all day on Friday to celebrate, and people really liked what I set up for it. They thought it was funny.
Man, alright, so this is the part where I'm torn. Because on one hand, yeah, leaning into the joke was a smart move, you know? If your audience is already going to clown on you for a whole last decade, I mean, you might as well put on the red nose yourself and charge admission. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, Phil saying shit like, people really liked what I set up, always had me cracking up because he said that shit with this energy like he did good. Like he had like this, yeah, everyone's laughing with me and not at me type of vibe. Congrats, Phil. You discovered laughing at yourself 10 entire years after the whole internet finished laughing. See, Phil can be in on the joke for about 5 seconds, and then he start acting like he mastered the situation, all smug and shit. Like, nah, for real, like he acted like the event wasn't embarrassing anymore because he approved the official anniversary merchandise or some shit. There's a difference between owning the joke and trying to become the mayor of the punchline. And Phil, shit. Phil wants a whole ass parade float dedicated to his ass. Before I show the next clip, Phil gets into the Mega Man marathon, right? And just like low tier gods raw gas, some parts of the stream accidentally become entertaining. I admit it kind of did. Because when Phil is just bad at a hard game, well, scratch that. Bad at any game, if I'm honest. That shit can be pretty funny. Some of the deaths are understandable. The frustration that comes with sucking ass at the game he playing makes sense, you know? I get it. But after dying for like the 10th plus time, it's like, bro, come on, man. So instead of learning the damn mechanics or memorizing the enemy patterns and adapting, he starts bitching and moaning like the game personally betrayed his ass. Which brings us to the Mega Man games he played.
Wily Stage 3, it's a shoot 'em up. Why? Is there Mega Man in this game? No. Like, they actually ruined the game and turned it into other genres, I guess because they ran out of ideas. So it really is a bad game. And so I played it for like an hour, and I was just so bored. Like, I just don't want to play this. I want to play classic Mega Man again. So we actually quit out of it. I said, fuck this. And I quit out of Mega Man 8. We started playing 9, and immediately it was a great decision.
Explaining why quitting was actually smart is wild. Is this like a DSP quality review system branched off from DSP Tries It? Cause I don't get it. I don't know about y'all, but I saw the Mega Man uploads through Raw Phil on Kick, and it was the same shit over and over. He kept struggling, getting annoyed, or in the case of Mega Man 8, he was bored. Well, in his defense, that game is ass. I remember when I played it when I was a kid, like, it sucked ass then and it sucks ass now. You know, it ain't no masterpiece, that's for damn sure. If y'all saw him play that game, then you most definitely saw his ass throw a tantrum and rage quit because his precious save states fucked with the little progress he would make on that. But when it came to Mega Man 9, he got his ass whooped on that a lot. But he was getting a decent amount of support on it. Well, for DSP standards, it was decent. Yeah, he pulled a few $100 after taxes and YouTube's cut. Like, I'm gonna be real, like, it wasn't bad once he quit Mega Man 8, but it was funny watching him drag his ass through the other Mega Man games. I mean, hey, I'll give him props because he managed to make it entertaining because, I almost feel bad for saying this, but bad DSP gameplay is always better content than confident DSP commentary.
Okay. So, great marathon. How did it go? Pretty good attendance all day long. Okay. Pretty good engagement and pretty good support. Certainly not the best marathon I've ever done, but way, far from the worst. We had a great time, and I have put out a highlight video.
Attendance, engagement, support. Phil's holy trinity. The Father, the Son, and the PayPal tip. Every game he plays on every stream eventually gets judged by whether the coffers coughed up enough shekels to keep his morale above sea level. And I don't even blame a streamer for caring about support. I mean, that's the job, A nigga's gotta eat. But Phil talks about it like his loan shark gonna come and break his legs if he don't get any damn support going. He can't just accept a good stream session for what it is. He just has to talk about what it could have been, Instead of being thankful he got any money at all.
But obviously, we also want to talk about how Friday went down and the future. So we've got a lot to cover today. Welcome to everyone who is here. Thank you for being here, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Kick, whether you're on drugs, wherever you're on. Thanks for checking out the content. All right. First off,
that line was actually decent. Okay, it was kind of lame, but that was a real joke though. And at least it didn't turn into a whole ass lecture about drug users being lame or say some other dumb after school special message to his audience. He made the joke and moved on, so I'll give him props. That's the Phil that can work for his business. The only problem with that shit is that version of him only visits for the weekend. Then regular boring ass Phil comes home and immediately starts ruining everything by slipping into his usual routine. Like for real, he goes into shit nobody cares about, like renovating his home. Or bragging about how he has a bunch of muscle shirts nobody wants to see him wear on his streams. And it's at that point where the morning show just stops feeling like a podcast. And it starts feeling more like being in a fucking beauty salon hearing all the damn pick-me bitches gossiping.
ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you something. You ready for this? I'm wearing a muscle shirt today. That's right, a tank top. I've actually bought a bunch of these because I realized that some of these shirts that I like to wear for the spring and summer, the arms aren't very long. So when I was wearing regular t-shirts, the t-shirt would bulge. It would stretch past the shirt and it wouldn't look good, you see? So now, because I'm wearing a muscle shirt, now I can wear these shirts again, and now my bulges will show.
Dude, holy shit, he can't be serious. Bulges? Your bulges? Dude, this is supposed to be a friggin' gaming podcast, so fucking run it like one. Talk about gaming industry news, PC building culture, talk about what Nvidia and AMD bring to the table for the average gamer. Fucking talk about Asus getting their asses handed to them for making shit motherboards. I still hate them, by the way. Talk about something with meat on the bone, dude. Instead, we get shit like check this out, you guys. My sleeves can't contain my muscles anymore, so I got new shirts. Like, what? Bro, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody tunes in for that shit. And hey, listen, good for him for losing weight. Like, seriously, that shit's hard to do for those of you that know the journey of losing weight. So good on him, you know? But Phil talks about tank tops like he invented sliced bread or some shit. Wearing something that fits and is comfortable is good. But when he gloats about buying muscle shirts, I can't help but be like, okay, nigga, and what the fuck are we supposed to do with that information? Send you money? Like, see, this is the kind of personal life tangents that kills his shows to me. Because it's not interesting enough to be content, but it's too damn long to ignore. And he said multiple times before that the morning shows aren't vlogs. But then he'll waste an unholy amount of time talking about his fucking home renovations, or what foods to pick for the dumb DSP tries it, or how he has to run errands on his days off, which, by the way, that's the stupidest thing he said this week, cause bro, no shit. Everyone runs errands on their days off. It's called being responsible and taking care of shit that needs to get done. Phil's podcast is, it's not a vlog in the same way a bowl of cereal isn't soup. Hopefully that makes sense. You can argue the technicality of it all, but everybody knows what we're looking at, you know?
No. Someone just said, everyone makes mistakes. What about your accident? That was an accident. That's the point. It was a mistake. This guy didn't make a mistake. He chose to do the action. It wasn't, I didn't mean to do that. He calculated the plan to stay in the Best Buy overnight so he could jump the line and be the first person to buy the box of Pokemon cards. This was calculated risk. Do you understand? That's the difference here.
I mean, technically, he's right. His incident was an incident. The Pokemon dude hiding in the Best Buy was planned. Yeah, two different things. So, you know, that's fair. But the speed at which Phil slams the emergency brakes when somebody compares the two is hilarious. Like, you can hear his soul sprint to the fucking podium. He went from roasting the Best Buy gremlin to legal defense mode in half a second. And whenever people keep bringing it up, he lies and says he's over it, that he can laugh at it and that it's not a big deal. When somebody makes the wrong comparison, all the damn sudden, it's like he's in a damn courtroom cross-examining a friggin' witness. And look, I get it, you know? Joking aside, I get why he wants to separate the two. One was an embarrassing accident, the other was a very conscious plan. But when you spent an entire day turning your accident into content, bro, you don't get to be shocked when the chat treats it like part of the lore. You just don't. And to Phil's credit, he was right about the Pokemon guy. That dude is a lonely dumbass that really need to find himself a job. I mean, come on. Hiding in the store to buy Pokemon cards? How much money can you potentially get for going through such stupid lengths? Is it even worth the risk at that point? So, yeah, I think Phil had the right take on that one. But, of course, he couldn't even talk shit on that and move on. Even when he's right, he talks for so long that eventually you start taking bets on when he'll shut the hell up.
Every time we play Pokemon, we get an engaged audience who come by and support the playthrough. They love it. I'm down to not only finish the base game, but keep going, because apparently this game has a lot of post-game extra content that's really fun. I'm down for that. I've never played any of it. So as long as you guys keep showing up, hanging out, and having a good time, I'm down to continue with Fire Red, okay?
See, Phil, this is the kind of shit your audience wants to hear. It's actually good. Well, sorta. But this is the version of you people can tolerate. I mean, you can't deny it, you know? He's playing Pokemon, the audience likes it, he likes it, people are engaged, he's open to continuing. That's how a normal streamer should sound. Ain't no sermon involved, no stupid ass victim speech, no dramatic threat to cancel the playthrough because somebody didn't toss $5 to the stream. Just, people like it, I like it, let's keep going with chill fun. That's awesome because, you know, it works. But at the same time though, that's what makes DSP frustrating as fuck to watch sometimes. When he's legit relaxed and actually having fun with gaming, I ain't gonna front. The content, it's kinda digestible. But if he's sucking ass at the game he's playing or people are just bored with it, instead of fucking changing it to something else, he instead decides to get in his own way. He starts talking way too damn much and literally reveals how he keeps track of his metrics despite saying he doesn't care for them. And suddenly, the fun just gets sucked out of the room and gets replaced by his performance review. Believe it or not, Phil actually has good content. The problem is, it's sprinkled throughout the endless stream archives that he calls his VODs. Don't nobody want to go through that library of content to find a few moments worth of something watchable. It's literally like you trying to find a needle in the haystack. Phil's best content happens when he forgets to be DSP for a few minutes. But unfortunately for him, Phil always remembers.
Playthrough like Pokemon, that's totally cool. Oh, we've got to talk about Saros, and we will in a moment because I have more stuff to shout out. We got to talk about Saros because I am playing it again tonight, but already I can tell you guys, I'm already getting kind of vibes that this may not be one that ends up staying, and we'll talk about that.
All right, here we go. New game enters the arena, and almost immediately Phil starts checking its pulse. This time he's talking about Saros, comparing it to Returnal, saying the repetition might be boring for viewers. And man, honestly, again, he's right. I'll give him props. Repetition can be rough for stream viewers. If the audience ain't invested, then yeah, Returnal definitely isn't gonna last. That's a fair observation. I'll give him that. But remember y'all, this Phil we talking about here, it's like you can hear the trapdoor being installed as he's talking all that ominous shit on the game. He already building that exit ramp and pre-explaining why this might not stay for too long. Whenever he pulls shit like this, it leaves idiots like me confused as hell, cause Phil never simply tries a game. I swear, it's like he auditions it or something. For real, it's like the game has to entertain his ass, entertain chat, generate engagement, bring in support, and God forbid he has to learn too much from the game. Bruh, like that's a lot to ask from a video game. I mean, unless the devs paint a path for him in yellow or blue like in Pragmata. And the way he explains viewer boredom is funny because he's so close to understanding his own channel. He says watching the same thing over and over can get boring. You goddamn right it does, man. Now, apply that same logic to your podcast. Alright, so what did we learn? Well, for starters, Phil can turn anything into a marathon. Even an embarrassing incident from 10 years ago. I didn't think he had it in him. And honestly, some of that was probably the right move. Owning the joke was a good decision on his end. Explaining the machinima stuff was fair. Laughing at yourself is better than pretending nothing happened, you know? But Phil's ass can never just say he owned it and move on from it. Nah, he has to turn it into some damn hero's journey. He talks about surviving that era like he walked barefoot through the desert with nothing but his wits and broken dreams. I mean, he actually had good energy through some of it. So again, I gotta give the guy some credit. There were little chunks of improvement here and there, but then he covers those chunks in so much personal filler and self-congratulatory rhetoric that the whole thing starts losing whatever value he's established. And the gaming later on tells the same damn story. Mouse PI for Hire was boring. He clung on to that scoobity, scoobity, bop, bop, yeah routine for too damn long. And once he beat that dead horse enough times and dropped it, he was just sitting there silent. And Mega Man 8 was no better. The other Mega Man gameplay were kind of funny because he was failing at it. Because watching DSP get humbled by the types of games he says he loves is comedy gold to me. Because his refusal to learn any of the mechanics turns the comedy into anger. Then that turns into quitting. And he fucking turns that into a lecture about why the game deserved it. Yep, that's DSP for you. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's funny, sometimes, he accidentally makes a good point. But somehow, he always manages to fuck it up. What stood out to me is how he celebrated the fappening, defended it, monetized it, and then acted like everyone else is weird for still remembering it. He's convinced himself that he's buried that moment long ago. But the reality is he fucking built a visitor center. Anyway, that's the end of the video for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for leaving funny comments in my last video. Y'all really hate LTG, goddamn. Yeah, I just want to apologize again. I'm sick, so I may have sounded off a little bit. Also, thank you for the subs. Last I checked, it was like at 52 or something like that. YouTube Studio says that we're at 66 as of this video, so that's awesome news. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.